Welcome back to Adapt. Wait, wrong intro. God. What's up, guys? Back again, and this one is a request from the Gentleman Reacts, and he wants to know how to set up a zone that does damage to players over time, or a trait zone that gives a trait to a player who's inside the zone. I'm going to show you both of those actually, and I'm going to show you one more as a bonus. I'm going to show you how to do damage to players over time outside of the zone, similar to a BR. So without much else, let's jump right into it. Okay, map setup is basically just the pointers that you want to use for your boundaries. I have one set up already, and I'll just go over the specs here. It's not that big of a deal. Your zone will be whatever size you want it to be. I have the length and the width set to 30, the top to 20, and the bottom to 4. I'm going to have it to show on, so that way you can see in the game when we walk into this area. That way you know exactly when the effect is supposed to take place. And I named it damage zone because that's what we're going to be doing first. The second one will actually be involving traits and other things. So this first bit, let's go ahead and go to events custom, because if you want a damage zone that damages players over time, then all you need is every n seconds. Let's go ahead and edit this to do it every 1 second. Initial delay 0. You can kind of have it whatever. That's strange. You can kind of have it whatever time you want, however often you think it should damage players. Now we're going to go into the objects category here and get all objects in area monitor. And then that means we also have to get an area monitor from the variables basic category, like that. Let's go ahead and grab our pointer and bring it on in. And now we connect everything. Connect our damage zone to the monitor object, connect the area monitor to the get objects in area monitor, and that's good. Now we need to go to logic and grab for each object. Plug it in right here. And then the objects are, well, all the objects in the area monitor. The last step we need to do is go down here to objects and get damage object. And this is, well, each player inside this area, or each object. You can do each player only, and all you would need is to go to logic and grab for each player. And then it won't try to do anything for anything at all unless it is a player. So you don't got to worry about damageables or AI walking into this and taking damage. If you use this node, it will only affect players, but this affects everything inside the zone, and we're just going to go with that for now. So the amount of damage is how much damage you think they should take, and 20 is kind of a small amount, believe it or not, for this. If you, well, I'll just show you because we're ready. That's all it takes, by the way. That's it. So let's go ahead and walk into the zone and take some damage. Yep. See, 20 is a little bit. After about 10 seconds, it will kill the player. So step out, and you notice we're not taking damage anymore. There you go. Now, there is a little trick I'm going to show you that the Discord actually showed me how to do. So we're going to disconnect this real quick, because what I'm going to show you now is how, instead of damaging all the players inside the zone, we're going to damage all the players outside of it, similar to the ring in Last Spartan Standing. So what we're going to do, we need to go to the objects category here, and then we're going to go down here to get unique objects. Now we go to players, and I'll explain what get unique objects does here in a moment. Get is player. No. Get all players. Go ahead and put it above this. Grab all these, kind of move them. Right here is good, right here. Okay. What this does is it takes two lists of things. Get all players. That's a list of all players in the game. Get objects in area monitor. That's a list of all the objects in this area monitor right here. And we compare them. Unique objects is trying to get objects that only belong to one of these lists. And if all the objects in the area monitor are players, I mean, even if they're not players, it's going to compare all the players in the game to all the players in the area monitor. All the players in the game also belong to this list because players are, well, players. So they would, all the objects in the area monitor would belong to both of these lists right here. So this unique objects list will actually get only the players that don't exist in this. So that causes it to damage every player outside of this box rather than inside of it. So let's go ahead and connect it like this. Unique objects to objects right here. And now, as soon as we start, you'll notice I'll immediately start taking damage. It wasn't exactly immediate, but it was close enough. Now, I'm taking damage no matter what. Now, if I jump in this square, I'm safe. I take no damage as long as I'm sitting inside here. If I step out, I'm going to start taking damage again. So there you go. That's how you make a damage zone in the couple of different ways. You can kind of play around with it, do what you want, and come up with some cool stuff. But that's it. I will include both of these prefabs. The one with just this one, and then of course the one for outside as well. So you're safe on that. I am going to change it though back, because this will allow me to do my next part of the tutorial without dying from not being inside the square. Okay, so for this next half, let's go ahead and take a copy of this and just scoot it on over, just like that. I'm gonna name this one Trait Zone, which this one's pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to cover it because people have asked. So go ahead, and I got my second script brain selected, so that way I could bring it in to this new script brain. So here's our trait zone. This time we're going to be using on object entered area, which I'm pretty sure if you know even a little bit about scripting from my videos, you kind of get where we're going with this. We use this a lot. Area monitor. And there we go. Just like that. So we actually don't need to do anything else other than just go ahead and setting up the traits. This is all we need right here. On object enter area, apply trait set. And the object that entered is the player that gets it. The identifier, we're just going to name trait zone. Just like the trait zone we're in. Apply immediately is true. And there you go. Now you need to, of course, set up your traits, and I'm just going to kind of throw something random in here. Jump height. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do 3 times jump height. Go ahead and plug that into trait here, and our identifier is going to match the trait zone identifier down here. Okay, now this will work. You'll see though, there is something about it. But see, we're jumping normal, but if we jump in here, we're going into the sky. Oh yeah, we're way up here. Now if we step out, we're back to normal jump height, right? No. That is the part I'm going to show you now. Let's go back in here, and now we're just going to find a way to remove that trait set. So let's go ahead and get that node out here while we're here. So remove trait set. Okay, now we go up here to not custom events, on object entered area in the basic events. And what's cool is you don't have to copy either of these. You can plug it right in there, so you don't need any extra nodes. Just grab this event, plug it into your area monitor here, and it will work just fine. And that's it. You just need 2 nodes for this branch, this part of the script, because we've taken this from our first part. Go ahead and plug object into here, just like we did earlier, and then the same identifier. And of course, remove immediately true. And there you go. This will officially make your little trait zone exclusive, your trait exclusive to this trait zone. So we're jumping pretty high here. Now if we step out, we're back to normal jump height. And that's how you do that. And this can work for any. Notice that if you jump right before you enter this, if the game counts you, even if you're in it, you think you're in it, sometimes the game won't count you as in it, so you'll get that little bit of like small area where you won't have the trait until you fully enter. But yeah, there it is, and this one still functions over here. I'm gonna take some damage. Yeah, so there you go. That's a little bit about zones and how to create your own custom damage zone, how to create your own safe zone from damage, and how to create a zone that gives you special traits based on players being there. You don't have to have it set to show or nothing. That's just how I did it here. So you'll get a prefab for all 3 different types, and that's it. And there it is. Really easy. Just a few nodes, saves on efficiency, and it can be applied in a lot of ways. As a matter of fact, I've used this a good number of times on my current map, which I'm going to be releasing a trailer for the big map I've been working on, and it's almost ready. Remember that project I mentioned at the very beginning of this channel? The idea was to make a firefight where you could defend the sword chamber from enemy forces with increasing numbers that are always rushing toward it. I may eventually finish it, but I might not. Like I said, I'm no scripter. I don't do this kind of thing normally. It's almost done, and it's a lot bigger than I ever would have thought about. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I'll see you guys on the next time. Next one. Yeah, that.